The blinking cursor mocked me, a relentless reminder of the message I dared not open. My heart hammered a frantic rhythm against my ribs, each thud echoing the footsteps I imagined creeping closer. Outside, the city slept, oblivious to the silent war raging in the digital trenches of my apartment. I was a ghost tethered to existence by the thread of an Ethernet cable, my sanctuary transformed into a cage. They knew, they had always known, and now the price of truth was about to be extracted. The deep web, that vast uncharted territory beneath the surface of the everyday internet, a digital netherworld teeming with encrypted messages, hidden marketplaces, and whispers of forbidden knowledge. It was a place most never glimpsed, content with the curated reality served up by search engines. But for those who knew where to look, the deep web offered a portal to a world beyond imagination, a world of both alluring promise and terrifying consequence. Its impact on society remained largely unseen, a silent undercurrent shaping events from the shadows. Accessing this realm was not for the faint of heart. It demanded tools of anonymity, cloaking devices to mask one's digital footprint, specialized browsers like Tor, VPNs acting as encrypted tunnels, and cryptocurrencies for untraceable transactions were the keys to this hidden kingdom. But with every layer of protection came a heightened sense of paranoia. For the deep web, while a haven for whistleblowers and truth-seekers, was also a playground for criminals and predators, its anonymity a double-edged sword. My journey into this digital abyss began with a whisper, a rumor of a conspiracy so vast, so insidious that it seemed ripped from the pages of a dystopian novel. It was a tale whispered in hushed tones, a secret that seemed too dangerous to be true, yet too compelling to ignore. The allure of the unknown drew me in, like a moth to a flame, and I couldn't resist the pull of the mystery that lay ahead. Driven by a thirst for truth, I delved deeper, each click of the mouse a step further into the labyrinth. The more I uncovered, the more I realized how deep the rabbit hole went. Every new piece of information was a puzzle piece, fitting into a larger, more sinister picture. The cryptic messages on the screen were like breadcrumbs, leading me further into the darkness. I learned to navigate the hidden forums, decipher the coded messages, and earn the trust of those who moved like phantoms in the digital shadows. These were the gatekeepers of forbidden knowledge, the keepers of secrets that the world was never meant to know. They spoke in riddles and codes, their words cloaked in layers of encryption. It was a world where trust was a rare commodity and betrayal lurked around every corner. But as I unearthed each layer of the conspiracy, I unearthed a terrifying truth. Some secrets are buried for a reason. The deeper I went, the more I realized the danger I was in. The documents I uncovered were filled with dark, ominous revelations, each one more shocking than the last. The faces of those who had come before me, now lost to the shadows, haunted my every step. In the end, I had to ask myself, was the truth worth the price I was paying? Section 5. The Hunter and the Hunted, a desperate race against time. The email arrived like a viper's strike, its subject line a chilling whisper, "We know who you are!" It was a message that sent shivers down my spine, a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in the digital world. The words seemed to leap off the screen, wrapping around my throat like a noose. Panic seized me, a cold dread gripping my insides. My heart pounded in my chest, each beat echoing the urgency of my situation. I could feel the walls closing in, the air growing thicker with every passing second. I'd been careless, arrogant. In my quest for the truth, I had underestimated the reach and power of my adversaries. I'd thought myself untouchable, a ghost in the machine, but now my hubris had led me to this moment of reckoning. In my pursuit of the truth, I had left myself vulnerable, a digital trail leading straight to my door. Every keystroke, every click had been a breadcrumb, guiding them to me. I had been so focused on uncovering secrets that I had forgotten to protect my own. Now I was the hunted. My pursuers a faceless entity with the power to reach out from the digital shadows and crush me. They were relentless, their presence a constant, looming threat. I could feel their eyes on me, watching, waiting for me to slip up. The clock was ticking, each second a precious commodity as I raced to erase my tracks and disappear into the digital ether. My fingers flew over the keyboard, my mind a whirlwind of fear and determination. I knew that one wrong move could spell the end, but I had no choice. I had to keep moving, keep fighting if I wanted to survive this desperate race against time. Section 6. The moral quandary: to speak or to stay silent. The weight of what I had uncovered pressed down on me, a crushing burden of responsibility. Could I, in good conscience, stay silent, knowing the truth I possessed? The implications of exposure were staggering, potentially catastrophic. But was the price of silence too high? Was the safety of ignorance worth sacrificing the principles of truth and justice? The moral dilemma gnawed at me, a relentless tormentor offering no easy answers. Section 7. The weight of truth. Can ignorance be bliss? I had glimpsed the darkness that lurked beneath the surface, the intricate web of power and corruption that held the world hostage. It was a revelation that shattered my naive perception of reality, exposing the sinister forces at play. The more I uncovered, the more I realized how deep the rabbit hole went, and how many lives were entangled in its grasp. Ignorance, once a blissful shroud, now felt like a suffocating blanket, stifling the very air I breathed. The weight of knowledge pressed down on me, making every breath a struggle. The comfort of unawareness was gone, replaced by a relentless awareness of the world's harsh realities. Could I, knowing what I knew, return to a life of blissful unawareness? The thought haunted me as I stood on the precipice of a new reality. The door to ignorance was now closed, and the light streaming through the cracks revealed a path fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Could I turn my back on the truth, even if it meant jeopardizing my own safety? The allure of ignorance was strong, but the cost of turning away from the truth was even greater. The path ahead was unclear, but I knew that I could not simply walk away from what I had discovered. The questions echoed through the chambers of my mind, demanding answers I was not sure I possessed. Each step forward was a step into the unknown, a journey that required courage and resilience. The weight of truth was heavy, but it was a burden I had to bear for the sake of my own integrity and the hope of a better future. Section 8. The unseen adversary: the perils of digital footprints. Every click, every search, every online interaction leaves a digital footprint, a trail of data points that can be traced, analyzed, and exploited. In the interconnected world of the internet, anonymity is an illusion, a fleeting whisper in the digital wind. My adversaries, whoever they were, moved with an unsettling proficiency in the digital realm, their every move calculated, their presence a constant lurking threat. I had underestimated their reach, their power, and now I was paying the price. Section 9. The stakes of exposure: when silence equals complicity. The longer I hesitated, the more I grappled with the agonizing truth. Silence was not neutrality, it was complicity. By choosing not to act, was I not becoming an accomplice to the very forces I sought to expose? The stakes were higher than my own safety, higher than my own fears. The fate of countless lives hung in the balance, their futures tethered to the choices I made in this very moment. Could I bear the weight of their suffering on my conscience? Section 10. The final choice: a gamble with fate. The cursor blinked, a metronome marking the passage of time. The decision loomed before me, a chasm of uncertainty and potential peril. To hit send was to risk everything: my freedom, my safety, perhaps even my life. But to remain silent was to betray the very principles that had guided me to this point. It was a gamble, a leap of faith into the unknown. Taking a deep breath, I made my choice, my fingers trembling as I hovered over the enter key. Section 11. Echoes in the darkness. What remains unknown. The screen went dark, the echo of my decision reverberating in the silence of my apartment. What awaited me in the aftermath I could only guess. But one thing remained certain. The deep web, with its labyrinthine depths and hidden truths, would continue to exist, a constant reminder of the unseen forces shaping our world. The question is, how deep are you willing to go to uncover the truth?